How's it going, admin here? And in this video, I'm going to show you how to create simple ad images like this. And we're going to use Canva for that, all right? So if you are new to Facebook ads or you have been coming across ad images that look something like this, fairly simple, where it features nothing more than a couple of headlines, an image in the middle, or even something like this as well. And you notice that it's not really the work of an expert graphic designer, and I think that's the wonderful part about doing Facebook ad images nowadays. You don't really need to be very clever or gifted with graphic design, all right? And I'm just showing you a handful of examples here, and just a disclaimer, these are ads run by other people, and I'm going to show you how to do something similar to this with, again, Canva, all right? Now, the reason why I am compelled to do a Canva training now is because as of the time of this video, I came across some of my own new students, and for some strange reason, the way they put their ad images look a little bit off, or something doesn't seem right, okay? And it's got nothing to do with how beautiful your design looks like, but at the same time, when people watch it or they see this kind of like images pass by, they can sense that something's like not quite right, okay? So I think for all intents and purposes, I'm going to jump into my Canva account like you're seeing here right now. So if you're not logged in just yet, you can log into canva.com. You can simply sign in with your Google account or even Facebook account, the way I am doing. And for most parts, even a free account would be good enough, okay? So to get started, very simple. We're going to start off with a new canvas, all right? At the top left, click on Create. And basically, we're looking for a square dimension, okay, of 1080 times 1080 pixel, all right? So if you want a fast one, you can just click on even custom size, all right? 1080 pixel, and we're just going to click on create new design. Or if you want a fast one, you can just click on Instagram post. It's basically the same thing, all right? So anyways, let's click on new design. Okay, so within seconds, your canvas is loaded. It's a blank template, and we're just going to build it from scratch. So along the way, I'm going to show you some things which actually is kind of intuitive, but I get it if you're new to all this, or maybe you just don't have a mind for graphics, then yeah, you might pick up some new things. So anyways, all right, so I'm going to create a brand new ad image from scratch, and incidentally, I have one that I'm planning to do for one of my products here. It's called Internet Sales Machine. So what I would advise you to do before you even get started is to just stand by something like this text document here, where you have the headlines or some choice of words, so you can just easily copy and paste rather than think about what to write over here. So to get started, very simple. Let's click on text, and I'm going to start out with heading. All right, you can click on this and you can drop it somewhere in the middle, and I'm just going to copy this, and I'm just going to paste it here rather than, again, we start thinking about what to write. Okay, so I'm going to just show you a couple of like different types of styles that you can do. And I think on first impression, you notice that you can change the font type. You can also change the size, you can change the color and what have you. So let's get started. I prefer to go with thick, bold fonts. Like for example, Archivo Black. Okay, I think it looks good. All right, there are many fonts here. It's just too long to mention them. Some of them are in a pro version, but again, you don't really need that. A free account can get you far for a long time. So if you see any of these like in crowns, that will be reserved for the pro version. So again, if you're new to this whole thing, you can just take your time and browse and see which fonts get your attention. But once again, if you're doing like big headlines like this, I would suggest something that's clear for you to read, or people can easily read, rather than something like cursive like this. Yeah, it's going to be, you notice it's hard to read, right? There we go. Okay, so yeah, you want to go with something that's thick, like, okay, maybe this one, Anton. I think that works as well. Let's just try it. Okay, how we create and sell. Okay, so you can drag it around, you can align it to the center of the canvas, like so. Okay. And if you want to change color, you can just click on this, click on text color, and you can choose any of these palettes, or you can create your own custom color. But personally, for me, I like to just go with what they have over here. It's easy for me to get along, right? But anyways, I'll do that afterwards, because what I want to do now is that I want to add the words in. Okay, so if you want to make a copy of this, just right click, you can duplicate. In fact, the shortcut keys are similar to how you use like PowerPoint or Microsoft Word, so it's fairly intuitive if you know your shortcut keys. All right. Okay, so you might be wondering, why is it that I have duplicated this headline? Why not just like, continue it, which is nothing wrong. Okay, but what I want to do is that I want this like stand out in particular. You can uppercase this if you want to, or you can choose not to. All right. So I'm doing this to like make some words like stand out, and that's what I plan to do. So this one, I'm gonna make it a little bit small. Okay, you can add heading or subheading, it's up to you. Okay, how we create and sell digital products like crazy. Maybe I'm just gonna like uppercase this whole thing here. All right, and adjust accordingly. All right, you can measure the width. I know we haven't changed the colors yet. We'll get to that. Okay, let's select this whole thing. You can even increase the size, or you can just type it over here. It's totally up to you. All right. So it looks something like this. Okay, it's a little bit rough, but okay, there we go. And I'm gonna add this what you call this sub headline. So if you want to add a sub headline, you can drag this over here, text, add a sub heading. All right. I'm just gonna add it here. You notice that the font is a bit different. You can choose the same font, or you can go with a different one. And for this one, I'll go with something a little bit less thick. Maybe Roboto. Okay, seems good so far. And I think this size looks reasonable. Okay, so again, I'm not showing this to you because I'm a graphic design expert or anything like that. I'm just as as basic as most people come by. Right? You can also underline some words, like the word without. You can underline, you can italic it. It's up to you. You can even strike through as well if it makes sense. All right, for what you're doing here. Okay, so we have a bit of a rough look here now. Just in case you find that the spacing is a little bit far away, like the line up here and the line down here is a little bit apart. So what I like to do is that I like to go to this thing called I think it's advanced settings. Okay, advanced settings, you can change the letter spacing to be apart or even a little bit tight inside. Okay, I think for this font family, letter spacing 0 is the lowest you can go, and line spacing you can drop it a little bit so it's a little bit closer. All right, so normally I like to go with like 1.1 or maybe 1.2. Okay, I think this looks reasonable. Let's go with that. So it's not too, quite apart. And I think that's the problem with a lot of people who are putting their ad image in. The words look kind of like apart, so you use up like a lot of space for some reason. Okay, cool. Now, if you're curious to know, can we change the background color? Yes, you can. Just click on the background itself. You can choose background color, and you can go with any color palette over here. So it might look something like this. All right. And if you want to change some colors here, so I'm going to, like, for example, change this one to red. Okay. All right. You notice we're kind of like getting somewhere. Oops, my bad. Okay, we'll select this whole thing. Let's just try size 90. Yeah, I think this is good. Okay. So that's kind of why I like to have words that look a little bit different. You have how we create and sell digital products like crazy without being a subject expert, tech geek, or raise massive capital. So this here is something like a pre-headline, the main headline, and then you got the sub-headline down here. All right. So you can take your time and adjust until it looks good. And what I would also like to do is I like to add some kind of like call to action. Even though people will just click on this entire image of the post and then they'll head over to the link. So what I do is that you can go to elements, you can look for shapes. Okay, you can click on shape, and you can look for the square one or this rounded edge square. Okay, I'm just going to drag it here, and I'm just going to put get your copy only this certain price. Okay, so you can drag it like so. You can change the font type again. I think we'll just go with this one. All right, increase it. Okay, and I think text font, I'll just go with white color. All right, the font type. Okay, you can drag it, and if you find that the edges are a little bit too round, click on this thing called corners, and you can reduce it. Okay, until to a value that you like. All right. So I think size 15 looks reasonable. Let's just go with that. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Now, personally, I like to make the color a little bit different when it comes to call to action. I like for it to like stand out, maybe like, sorry, not this one. Okay, you can change the background of the button up here. You can change it to like, blue, green maybe, all right, something that stands out. So the thing about call to action buttons, it needs to be the one thing that like really stand out. That's why I didn't go with red, because we have a red headline here already. If you want to add like some kind of, you can also even add emoji. So what you can do is that you can just go to Google, just type this thing called emoji keyboard. It's probably like, the first one or two searches. I like to go with this one, the .io. And I like to look for this thing called down, right? So it's some kind of like down emoji, right? I think this looks good. Let's just click on this one, okay? And I'm just gonna paste it here, like so. All right. I think we can even increase the size a little bit. Okay, it's all about adjusting. Okay, how's that for a fairly simple ad image? Okay. Now, of course, I don't think it's a good idea for you to just like run your ad with just like one image. We want to have a few varieties, different colors. Maybe some have like different featured image, some have different headlines. So what I like to do is I like to just continue by clicking on this thing called Add Page. So you have another one, and while we are at it, since we are like creating this as a project, you can give this project a name at the top right. So I like to just call it maybe FBX ISM, which is the name of my offer, Internet Sales Machine. Okay, now I'm just going to call it ISM. Okay, all right. So if you can give a title here if you would like to, but I'm just going to like leave it be right now. So you got page one, we just created that in mere minutes while I'm explaining to you. And we have another version here, all right? So you can literally make a duplicate if you want to save quite a bit of time by right-clicking this and click on this thing called duplicate page. So you have something like this. We can change the color of the background. Maybe let's try, let's try red perhaps. All right. And as for this word here, we're gonna go with maybe black. All right. Okay. Yeah, you can experiment like quite a fair bit as well, right? So you can try different colors, different choice of words, and things like that. All right. So maybe for this one, what I'm gonna do is that I'll try different color and also different words. So it's all like experimenting. That's what I tend to do. Okay, if this color doesn't not something you kind of like, yeah, maybe you can even try this like turquoise, if I'm saying that correctly. Okay, general rule of thumb is that you want to have dark text over light background and vice versa. Otherwise, it's going to be kind of hard to read. Okay, so in this case, let me just try something different. I'm just going with private blueprint reviews. Okay, you can even change the font. I think let's just go with Roboto for this one. Okay, let's make it a little bit smaller, like so. All right, and then we'll use this as a main headline, like so. So this is like kind of huge right now. It kind of flowed out of the box, out of the canvas, so we can reduce it. Or if you want to, you can also change the font type. Okay, maybe I'm just going to go with yeah, I'll try Upheaval Black this time around. Okay. Yeah, so it comes down to like, just experimenting with what looks good. Okay. I'm going to expand this box here. Right. And if you feel it's a little bit too tight, you can once again go to advanced settings and you can even adjust the line space. And we'll try 1.3, which I think this looks more reasonable for this. Okay. All right, getting somewhere. Okay, now I'm not sure whether this is really a good color combination. Like I said, I just kind of go with like what works. Now, if you're not sure about like color harmony, what you can do is that you can go to this thing called just Google for color palettes. Okay, color palette, and just go to Google image and you can just like swipe some ideas around here. That's what I like to do. Okay, I just like take some of these ideas over here. Anything that looks good to me, I just like make a combination from there. All right, maybe just we can try even purple and gold perhaps. Let's try that. Yeah, just for the fun of it. Okay, so I'm going to click on the background here. I'm going to just try purple, and let's see if gold actually works. What do you know? It does work. All right, I think it doesn't look too shabby. Okay, this one probably I'm going to go with white. All right, now I'm going to just show you a little bit of like how to make some words stand out as well. You can use what I've already just shared with you. You can use the shape here. You can, I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to take the word private blueprint reviews. I'm going to paste it here instead. All right, so if you don't want any of this, you can just click on this delete icon, and then I'm just going to drop it in the middle. So yeah, it's just like, I'm just like messing around and experimenting around. All right, you don't have to be very clever to make this work. All right, so what was that font again? I think it was Roboto. Okay, let's just go with size 32. It doesn't have to be huge. All right. Okay, something like this. Background. I'm gonna go with gold here again. All right. It's gonna look something like this. Okay, this is how you can make a pre-headline that stands out a little bit, and then you got this one over here, which is gold as well. Okay, how's that? All right. Now, if you want to change the shade of this purple here, you can try what you call. You can even click on See All, and you can try something. Yeah, there are more shapes over here you can try. All right, I think this one looks good. Let's go with that. Let's try this one as well. So these are the default solid colors. You can just click on See All and try like a slightly different shade. Although again, if you know your color codes, you can customize a little bit more. Okay, but I think this is what works right now. Looks all right. Okay, there we go. Okay, now as for this button here, now you don't actually have to always put a price. Sometimes I like to have a few types of image ads. Some of them mention the price up front, and some of them not really. So I would go with just this thing called Get Instant Access here. All right, I probably would just leave the font alone. I'll make it a little bit smaller. Okay, and I might use a different emoji for this one. Okay, something like this. And if you want to change the background color for this button, again, yeah, you can do that. Maybe I'll go with a red one this time around. I think it looks good. Okay, so you might notice that there's like quite some unused space in the center over here. So if you already have a product picture or a bundle, this would be a great place to put it in. So I've got mine prepared here. So what you want to do is you want to click on this thing called Uploads. You can click Upload Files here and just drop in your image bundle if you already have that. And since I already have it, I'm just going to click on this one here, and I'm going to just drag it here. All right, and there you go. Just like that. Okay, yeah, maybe you can just like adjust a little bit, like so. You can expand the size. Okay. Now, the reason why I try to like cover or make as much use of the available space here as possible is because you have to understand that this square canvas here is kind of like limited real estate, and by the time people see this on their phones, which is mobile phone, it's going to appear smaller than what you're seeing on the desktop computer right now. So you might want to take that into account. Okay, so that's kind of why I'm trying to like maximize the space where it's reasonable, within reason, and not leave like awkward spaces, like for example something like this. Okay, yeah, I'm just showing you a bad example right now. Like you have like a lot of this like unused space at the top here, so I just try to be reasonable. I do something like this. Okay, you notice some numbers here. So it kind of like helps you with the spacing a little bit, okay, like this. And yeah, I think we are all right. Just making sure that this whole thing is like aligned to the center. Okay, all right. So we just created one add image. We created a second one, and just for completion's sake, let's just go and make another one as well. But you might notice that we're essentially using the same skill to do this whole thing. Now, if you want to add in like other types of pictures, or you can generate with AI, that's cool, and then you can just add them into the canvas. So I rarely encourage anyone to just use AI wholesale because it just, I don't know how to explain it, because if you use any AI like wholesale without any editing or changes whatsoever, it's just going to look really weird. All right, so I'm going to show you an example of something I created earlier. Okay, this picture in the down here is created with AI. All right, but it's not a single picture actually. It's like I combine a few images to make this. All right, and hey, even if you find them from like stock photos or vector websites and what have you, yeah, it's still the same thing. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to just show you another one here. I'm just going to use a white background for this one, and I'm going to build this one from scratch. All right, using the skills that I've just shared with you so far. It's all the same thing. All right, so the more you do this, the more practice you can get. And this time I'm going to try another different font. Okay, sometimes you don't want to keep using the same old, yeah. I think in this case, I'm just going to go with what I already know. I'm just going to go with this thing called Montserrat. Okay, Montserrat. You got a few families here. You got bold, extra bold, black. Right? Maybe I'll just go with extra bold. Okay, not too thick. Okay. Let's go with this one. Okay. That's really huge. Maybe because the words are not too many, I'm just gonna like bold the whole thing. Okay, and if the space is a little bit apart, what you want to do is you want to go to advanced settings. You can use the letter spacing to go a little bit smaller, maybe -10 perhaps, or -20. Okay, looks reasonable. Line spacing, let's try 1.2. All right, or maybe let's try 1.3. Okay, I think this looks better right now. All right. Yeah, it's all like playing around. Yeah, it's all about playing around. Okay, let's go with this one. Okay. Now you can put any picture here. Like you can generate from AI. It could be from Bing AI, Chat GPT, and what have you. That's totally fine. What we're going to do now is that maybe I'm just going to go with what I have already here just to save a little bit of time. I'm just going to copy this thing that I've already created before. Okay, you know what? I think that's fine. Just let's see what I already have here. Yeah, you can even put some screenshots as well. So I've got screenshots. Let's see. I've got screenshots here. Oops. I think this one looks more appropriate for this purpose. Okay, so I'm just gonna like span it. Okay, so if any screenshots, you can also share it here as well. Mine is an internet marketing product. Of course, people want to see results. Okay, and disclaimer, guys, these are my real results. So I'm not plucking it from Google image or stolen from some other website. These are like really my results. Okay, so you have some results to brag about. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, so it's just kind of like some people put their results. Okay, maybe you can put it to the center. What I like to do is I like to do some kind of like a subtle call to action. Okay, like you point an arrow down here. In a way, it's because you want people to click on the what you call the call to action. All right. So by the time this appears on a Facebook ad, the headline will be at the bottom. The call to action will be at the bottom right. So I might, I might do something like this even. Okay, it's a bit sneaky, but hey, it works. Okay. And I think for this one, I'll go with a red headline. Okay, I think this looks good. Actually, let me just increase this. Yeah, sometimes even something like this would also work. And in fact, I'm quite inclined to just leave it the way it is right now. Okay, but hey, you know what? Maybe yeah, I think this could work. All right, and maybe I'll put a simple call to action here. Get my private here. Only. Yeah, maybe something like this. Okay, I'm going to change the font. Let's go with Montserrat again, but I'm going to go with regular, and I'm going to make it smaller. Okay. You can bold some words. I think for this one, I'm going to bold the price. Okay. Yeah, I think this actually works. This is something I just came up as it is right now. You know. Okay. Yeah, so I am aware there's like an awkward unused space over here. Let's see if adding a product cover actually makes sense. Let's just try it out. Sometimes you don't want it to be too busy at the same time. So again, it's all about experimenting. Okay. Yeah, I might do something like this. Yeah, I might do something like this. Okay. All right, so I've created a minimum of 3 ad images, but of course the more you make the better. You can try different. Again, as a recap, you can do different background colors or different color scheme overall. You can have some of them with a call to action, with or without the price. Like this one has the price, this one doesn't have the price. This one, you know, it's just an arrow, okay, pointing downward because this will appear on Facebook ad. Okay. I will also advise that you change the headline quite a fair bit because you do not know what kind of benefits or call-outs that people will answer to. You know, some people, like in this case, they like the idea of creating and selling digital products. Maybe some people prefer like, I'd like to have my own online business, but I don't want to be the expert. You can put those in as well. Okay. In fact, you know what, since I'm here, let me tell you what, even though I can actually just stop here, but let me just show you maybe yet another way of how we have like different varieties of ads. Okay, I'm going to just add one more, okay, number 4. So I'm going to do a quick one here. This one, we're going to feature the product itself. We're going to have a headline. I'm just going to copy and paste this headline here. Okay. Yeah, this is just something I came up with right now. Okay, I think this is kind of all right. Let's go with that. Okay. So this one, I would like to show you what I call the bullet point version. I don't think I've ever taught anyone that, but it's kind of simple, not to worry. For this one, I'm just going to go with this one, add a little bit of body text. So you just put it here. You can change it into a list. All right, you can do that as well. Okay, so we can talk about some what you call benefits here. Okay, let's go with another Montserrat. I'm just going to go with regular. Now, you're not sure about all these details, you can get it from your own website. Oh, you know what, you have to make your own offer. So, tell you what, I'm just going to go visit my own website right now. Okay, just want to get some quick information. Okay. Now you're not going to put like a whole lot of bullet lists. I think 4 to 5 is kind of good already. Maybe you put 3, that's fine as well. Okay. Or you know what? Maybe I'll just go with the what you call the components. So I'm just gonna like copy this whole thing here. All right. I'm gonna paste it here. And yeah, it's kind of huge right now, so you gotta like make it a little bit smaller. So I'm just gonna put internet salesmanship PDF book, bonus 1, bonus 2, bonus 3, bonus 4. All right. You might notice that for readability reasons, I'm kind of like spacing up the lines. Okay, and if it's still too big, I think this would be a good one, but don't, again, be careful to, not to make it too small, otherwise it's going to be difficult for people to read, especially on mobile. So I'm just going to change a few choice of words here. Yeah. So last words. Okay. Okay, there we go. And again, you can also go to advanced settings. You can change the line spacing as well, as so. And if the letter spacing maybe a little bit together, all right. So I think by now you know that as I do this in front of you as a on-the-spot demonstration, you know I am actually what I'm doing is that I'm just showing you how I work and how I do this real time, right? So I think this is good. Let's just go with that. Now I get it. You probably see, okay, there's like quite of like unused space down here. That's okay. What we can do is that if you want to, you can mention the price. Okay, so I'm just going to say get instant access. Okay, now if you have a so-called regular price, okay, today only 1970. Okay, so what I like to do, let's just remove this part. Let's drag it through. Okay. Oh, let's not forget to change the font. Okay, I'm gonna go with again Montserrat. Maybe I go with semi-bold, and yeah, it'll look something like this. Okay, now if you wanna make some words stand out, you can like copy this, right click, duplicate. Okay, just gonna do this, and there we go. Okay, I just want this to like stand out a little bit more. All right, there we go. Okay, now we can make some words with a different color. We can do that. Okay, you can change the text color, maybe red again. All right, or if you want something that stands out a little bit more, you can also maybe even go with green as well. Okay, most importantly, it stands out. All right, most importantly. Okay, you can just change it a little bit. There it looks something like this. Okay, yeah, this looks a little bit weird. All right, something like that. All right, now if you wanna like try to highlight some words, what you can do is you can go to elements. You can even look for this word highlight. So if there's anything that comes to your mind, just use the search, all right, and see what comes out. And again, if you see anything with the crown icon, that means it's you require a paid account for it. But what we're doing is that we're just looking for something that's freely available that we can appropriately use. Okay, like let's see, is there anything we can use here? Highlight, you know. Otherwise, you can just go to Google, look for some images as well. Okay. Aha, here we go. All right, we got this highlight here. We can use it. We can even use a circle. All right, I like to go with highlight. That's what I want to use. And voila. Okay, use it to get attention. Okay, you can make it look something like this. Right. If you want to flip it around, you can right click and go to this thing called, or you see this turn around icon, you can do something like this also. Okay, you can flip it around. There it looks something like this. Pretty cool, right? Okay. Now, if you don't quite like using this, what you call this default bullets, again, you can also rely on emoji. So I think in this case, you know what? I would like to just go back to the emoji. All right, I'm going to go with symbols. And my favorite checkbox. Okay, so I'm going to go with a checkbox here. So I'm going to undo the listing. And I'm going to go with this. All right. The only thing not so good about using the emojis is that, you know, your alignment may be not the way you want it, if you don't mind that. All right. But yeah, there we go. Maybe I'll just go with something that looks like this. Okay. So we've got this going on. We got I'm just selecting all these elements by holding the shift key on my keyboard. you got this going on. All right, so I'm just going to move this somewhere a little bit to the center. It's all about experimenting. Okay, and if you want, let's see if you can do uppercase. Okay, maybe not so good. All right, but if you want to underline some words, yeah, you can do that. All right, you can definitely do that. Okay, so what I like to do now is that maybe I'm just going to add a call to action or a get instant access button. Okay, so let's see if I can just type the word get instant access and see what comes out. All right. So you notice that they tend to prioritize a lot of these pro icons. Okay. If it's not really what we're looking for, we can also Google search the what you call get instant access button and add the word PNG because you want it to be a transparent background where possible. All right, so you can copy any of this. All right, maybe something like this one over here. Here's what I like to do. I just like to right click, copy image. I like to come back to this part here, right click on paste. All right, just allow, and there we go. You basically just save one step of like saving into your computer and then coming back here again. And if you want to select everything, just click on Control A and you can use your key to like move any element or all of them in a go. Yep. You know what? I think I'll just go with this. All right. So I've demonstrated to you how to create add images using Canva. We created not 3 actually, but a total of 4 of them. All right, so once we're done, let's just say this is what we're kind of done for now. All right, click on top right, share, download, file type, choose PNG for the best quality, and select all the pages. And yeah, you can check this box, save download settings, and click on download. All right, so there you have it. There you go. All right, so that's how we use Canva for creating simple but still eye-catchy images for your Facebook ads. And just a reminder, or more like a word of encouragement: the more you do this, the more practice you get, the better you get good at it. And one thing cool about this whole thing is that you don't need days to figure this out. You can practically figure this out like in the time I explain this to you. All right, so there you have it, and all the best in your paid advertising.